Hi, my name's Janice Volk Grenadier. I live in the city of Alexandria, Virginia. Back in 1997, by all appearance, my ex-husband and my ex-mother-in-law hired somebody to murder me, to kill me. My ex-husband was supposed to take me to the airport, and instead a cab came for me. When I got into the cab, my cell phone rang, and it was my ex-husband. And he was yelling and yelling and yelling at me, which was his norm. The cab driver turned to me and said, "If you don't hang up that phone, I'm going to pull over and hang it up for you." I finally hung up as he started to swerve over to do that. And he said, "For $5,000, we can take care of that. $5,000, he could kill my ex-husband." I was handed a phone number as I got out of the cab, and I threw it away. Then, a few months later, Nancy Dunning, who did open her front door and was murdered, came to me twice to see if I was okay and to share with me a little bit about what was going on in her home and the issues. In 2003, Nancy Dunning opened her door and was murdered. This is a norm in Virginia. Where I live in the city of Alexandria, 5 people have opened their front door and been murdered. None of the murders have been solved. They're right now in the process of trying to pin it on Charles Severance. Charles Severance's attorney is Judge Bellows, and that's why I took you in this direction. It might seem a little off. I want to tell you about the book called Bullied to Death. Bullied to Death is a story about Chris Mackney. Chris Mackney and I have quite a bit in common. The difference between Chris Mackney and I is I haven't committed suicide. I've had everything done to me that he's had done to me, and sometimes worse. But I haven't committed suicide. Is suicide murder, or is it when somebody can no longer take the pain of what somebody is doing to you? Chris Mackney could no longer take the pain of what Judge Bellows and his father-in-law, Pete Scamato, who actually in 1968 hired Charles Harrelson to kill his best friend, Sam Diaglio. No different than what happened to me in 1997 and what's happened to 5 other people here in the city of Alexandria. When Chris Mackney found it out and tried to expose it, his father-in-law did everything he could with the help of his money, with the help of his power through the Old Boys Network. See, that happened in 1968, but in 1970 he moved to the city of Alexandria. He moved to Virginia. In the city of Alexandria, he became, on 2 different associations, their chairman, their board member, and became this citizen that nobody knew what he had really done. But did they? Did he not bring murder for hire to the state of Virginia and to his friends in the Old Boys Network? And you might question, who is the Old Boys Network in Virginia? It's the John Matorios. It's the Haddocks. It's the Kents. It's the people in the judiciary, the government, and the elected officials who believe they are above the law. And they stick together no different than the mafia, and they will do whatever it takes to take everything you have, to put you on the street, to make you homeless, to make you poor, in order to protect one of their own. They will even hire someone to kill you. And if that doesn't work, they will do what they can to make you so desperate that you will commit suicide. As Donald Kent's ex-wife, Martha Kent, told me, when you become no longer one of them, you cannot get a fair trial. You will never be treated fairly. Chris Mackney no longer became one of them. Pete Scamato made sure of it. Divorce lawyer Alona Grenadier Heckman is making sure of it for me. Pete Scamato, by all appearance, brought murder for hire to Virginia. Alona Grenadier wanted to participate in it, and it didn't work. And so now she's trying to do everything she can to have me end up like Chris Mackney and commit suicide. I'm not going to do that. And I hope the American public stands behind me, and that somebody yells out or shouts out and states to the FBI, to the City of Alexandria Police, to the judiciary, to even the Virginia State Bar, who basically, she's got the protection of Ben DeMiro of DeMiro Ginsburg. They're all covering each other's ass in order to try to ruin me. And unless the American public stands up, I am no different than you. When you look in the mirror, one day you could be looking at me. So as you hear this, I want you to think about the fact, 25 years ago, my girlfriend Monica came to me and said, "You're never going to believe what's happening in court." And I, in my mind, said, "This is America. That doesn't happen. There's no way that happened." I was wrong. And I owe my friend Monica an apology. Because it is happening in America. And it's only getting worse. When you look around, we always thought this happened to black people. And we pretended it could never happen to us. Well, it's happening to white people. And it's happening all across America. It's happening worse to black people. And we do need to respect Black Lives Matter. But we better start sticking up for ourselves as well. Because if we don't, right now, there is no place for you to go for help. And if I kill myself, and other people kill themselves, and everyone it happens to kills themselves, then there will be no one out there to help you. So think about it for a moment. If maybe you shouldn't have a little bit of empathy in you to stand up for maybe not me, but for somebody else and help them. Thank you.